네, my name is Sayari. Works in Namse University. I wanna produce the mysterious book named Daniel, adapted as Canon. Why do you think only the book of Daniel was adapted as Canon? Many apocalyptic works are from the 2nd century BC to the 1st century AD. Only one book, Daniel, was chosen as the canon. And most of the other documents are reduced to apocryphal. Why do you think, who divided it, for what reason? What effect did the apocalyptic literature have on deciding decision making? Who decided the canon? Why only the book of Daniel was adapted as canon? The reason is found in the educational aspect of Daniel. The book of Daniel taught the Jews living in the time of suffering how to live in the reality of suffering. And law teachers and rabbis recognized the value of canon in Daniel. How did the book of Daniel survive? Countless apocalyptic literature appeared in the Israeli community between 200 and 100 BC, the peak of apocalyptic literature. But only the book of Daniel was included in the Old Testament canon of the best apocalyptic literature that appeared at that time. This is the middle of the Old Testament and New Testament. Thus, the book of Daniel is the only book that gives the political, social, and religious background of the Old and New Testament after Malachi, the book of Malachi. Of the numerous apocalyptic literary works of this period, only Daniel was chosen as the canon, and the rest of the other documents were written as a book in danger of death because they were written as a book containing danger. Who divided it, and for what reason? What effect did apocalyptic literature have on decision making? Who decided the canon? Why did he sentence many apocalyptic literature to death? And why did only Daniel recognize the canon? The author of the book of Daniel reports this existential crisis in the Jews through a history apocalypse in quasi-prophecy. In other words, by prophesying events that have already existed historically as if they were going forward, they realized the prophecies had hit in the audience's past history and present life, and in conjunction with the actual prophecies of the future, it is making the audience believe. They also proclaimed that all of these words on event in God's plan, telling the Jews who had come to a meeting of theology in the reality of the persecuted and dying sufferings of God's chosen people, make sin clear to them and teach them how to live in the time of suffering and comfort their faith. Jewish pirate literature, quasi-prophecy. Only the book of apocalyptic literature was accepted in the canon as a sacred text. This is because the book of Daniel was not a book of emphasizing loyalty to the teachings of the law and the inspiring revolution or rebellion under the influence of Greek ideologies such as immortality and dualism. The Book of Daniel was a Jewish piety literature that educated the Jewish existence living in times of suffering by sublimating and characterizes the Jewish historical existential agony through historical apocalypse. That is why Pharisees and the rabbis did not execute the Book of Daniel like the other apocalypse, but acknowledged its value as canon. After all, Daniel Bookman was able to adopt the canon even in the sentence of death for apocalyptic literature because it made him understand the reality immediately and stand up through the difficult reality through historical apocalypse of similar prophecy. That's all.